Okay, here we go. So really the programming is where the fun starts. So you have this robot, you have this structure, which is called a robot, which has wheels, a brain, axles, and so it's just sitting there. But that's not where the fun is. The fun is really making the robot then move. Okay, and so that's why we do programming. And we're really going to, it doesn't matter which robotics kit you use. You can see there's a whole lot of different designs that you have. So that's the Spike Prime. That's the latest brain. The EV3, that was the brain just before it. The NXT looked just like that, and then the RCX. I started on NXTs. I'm morphed into EV3, and then I'm now. But whatever kit you have, you can build all these really cool robots. But a robot as a structure is not going anywhere and is not doing anything. What you really want is it to start doing something. So move, pick up, drop, fetch, push, collect. All right. So if you use an EV3 and you use the EV3 lab programming language, this is kind of what your code is going to look like. Okay. Am I unmuted, by the way? Yes. You can hear me. Okay. Okay, all right. If you're going to use an EV3, and you can use the EV3 classroom, which looks very much like the class Scratch version. And so if you're teaching Scratch in your classroom, then this will look automatically, it'll look familiar. Okay. And then if you have a little Spike Prime robot, you'll also use the Scratch version of it. Also, it looks familiar. It's got that familiar feel about it. All right. So how do we program a robot? All right. So if you look in your document of M1, but Unit 2, these are the kind of questions you're going to ask your learners as you go along. Name the direction in which your wheeled robot can move. Well, it can go forward and it can go backwards. That's great. Okay, but it can turn left and it can turn right, and it can turn left and go back and forward. And so your robot is quite agile. But now the learner needs to be able to explain, so how do you program your wheeled robot to turn left? How do you program your robot to turn right? And why does the robot that is programmed move forward for a specific number of rotations? And then if you change the wheels, if you make it smaller wheels and you still have 2 rotations, it's only going to go that far. If you put big wheels and you do 2 rotations, it's going to go that far. And so there's always a difference between the size of the wheels, or the impact of the size of the wheels. So these are all the kind of questions that you can ask your learners. Okay, so there are objectives. There always has to be objectives. What do you need to accomplish when you are starting to program? And remember now, we're just doing straightforward navigation. Okay, there's no sensors involved. There's just straightforward navigation. If your learners can get this right, understand the basics of navigation, then you're well away. If you can tick that off your box, well done. All right. So to move a robot forward, how do you make a robot go forward? Well, in this case, you go forward with 50% power for 3 rotations. Then your robot will move forward with 50% power for 3 rotations, which means it's only, you don't put your foot flat on the petrol, you just like halfway. Okay, 50%. All right. So how, then if you have to do it in Scratch, well, there's different options. You can either say, set the motors to C and D, then you move forward for 3 rotations at 50%, 50%. So both wheels are doing 50%, so it's going to go straight, and then you're going to stop moving. And then you're going to do something else. So I've left it unfinished. So that's not the end of the program. What else are we going to do? So here again, when the program starts, you set the moving motors to C and D. So those are the ones that are going to rotate. C has a speed of 50%, D has a speed of 50%, and you move forward for 3 rotations, and then you stop moving, and then you've got to do something else because you haven't stopped your program yet. Okay, so what else are you going to do? Okay, so you do need to start and end well. Okay, and so this is called the hamburger principle, which I've learned from Sylvia. Okay, so if you have a hamburger at the top, you've got to have the, the flat roll at the bottom. So whatever you do, and it's a good habit to get into, you need to put it together. All right, so your A motor, you start going clockwise, set a speed of 75%, and move forward for 1 rotation. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what the program does, but it's got a start and a stop. Okay, it's got the hamburger. All right. So how do you do this? I'm going to show you the environment now, but basically you drag and drop these things from here onto this canvas over here. All right. at the top here, if your robot is connected to a brain, it'll show a little green. There's the little green thing there. And it will show you that there are two motors in port A and D. And then there's a touch sensor in port number 3. Okay. And then if you click on these color dots, then that's the kind of icons you're going to get. And then you just take it and you drag it and drop it. So I'm going to show you that now. And then how do you get... Are you about to do it? We're multitasking here. All right. And once you've written your program, how do you get it from the screen to your brain? Is then you download it over here. So this is the download. You download it onto your brain, and then you make it run. Okay. All right. So just as a convention, if you have a wheeled robot and your tires are in the front, you need traction in the front always. Then if you were to stand behind this, if you were to stand over here, okay, so you were going to drive the robot, then that is B and that is C. So this wheel is attached to this motor, and the motor is attached to port number B. And again, that wheel is attached to the motor underneath the brain, and that one goes into here, and that's into the port C. Okay, and it has to be connected, otherwise there's no connection. All right. And again, if B and C go forward, that's positive, then B and C goes backwards, or negative, then it reverses. Okay. Okay, so here's some good programming, and I'll explain this as well. Motors need to be reset regularly. I need to put the spike, yeah. So how to reset motors before you start with the spike prime. There's a video for that. The important thing is inside the motors there are gears, and the gears have got slippage. So you want to have an accurate start. All right. So it's also just a good habit to get into. Before you start, you reset the motors. When you change direction or you go forward and you stop and you come backwards, there must be a pause. All right. And that's to negate the effect of momentum when your robot is moving. So forward is positive, backwards is negative, but you need to pause in between before you change direction. All right. Some other really good programming habits is you do need to save your programs as often as possible. And if not every time you change it, I would say you need regular backups every afternoon, because things just
We have lost sound. Audio is off.
Sorry, everyone. It seems like the power just went out. It will just take us 5 minutes for Dr. Gous and the team to come back online.
I don't even see
Thank
the
you.
screen.
So far, does anybody have a question so far?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. I'm Tandega. I'm having a challenge. My screen is blank, so I don't know what is happening.
Okay,
But I can hear everything.
Okay, so it's most probably, so unfortunately, load shedding has affected Dr. Gous and the team. So they will just be offline for the next 3 minutes while they wait for for the backup system to kick in. So if anybody has questions so far on the topic that we've been discussing on programming. I see your hand. Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, one of our colleagues ask about if we are going to receive the slides or the presentations, but I didn't hear the prof if she has answered that, or are we going to receive the presentations?
All right, so the presentations are available on the UNISA MOOC portal. The MOOC portal is free to register for. You can just go onto the MOOC portal and you will be able to see all the recordings, not just the recordings, but also all the slides will be available there on the iState M1.
Thank you.
Okay, I see we have a hand from Z. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I can hear.
Yes, you can hear me.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I just want to know, in terms of programming, which programming languages are popular or mostly used in coding and robotics?
So the most common will be sometimes your Python and or your Scratch programming.
Okay.
Yes. You can also use other languages, for example, like C++, if you really want to go into more detail in programming. But mostly you will be using Scratch and or Python programming. But the programming that they will be used will be the Scratch programming. I just wanted to see if I can to show you an example of it.
Okay.
All right. So.
Hi, I'm also back again.
Hello, Dr. Hertz.
Yeah, we're on our phones. We're waiting for UNISA to get back online.
Okay. So, Dr. Hertz, we have a question on how to, on what programming languages are most popular in robotics.
Okay, so the EV3 Robotics Kit that you saw now, that we do Scratch, and the Spike Prime is also a Scratch programming language. The idea is to start the learners as soon as possible with Scratch programming, and then as we push them forward and into their learning spaces, they will then learn Python programming as well. Yes.
Yes. Another question, sorry.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yes. Is Scratch based on Python, or is there a relationship between the Scratch program and the Python language?
I'll show you as soon as we're online again. I'll give you a demonstration. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks.
All right. You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. And then I also heard somebody wanted the slide presentations. We will put up the PDF versions of it probably over the weekend. Okay.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes.
So,
thank you.
Okay. And then are there any other questions? Yes, I see we have a hand from Wellington.
Hello, buddy.
Yes, good.
Yeah, no, what I was going to try and answer the question which says, is there a relationship between Scratch and Python?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm on the way, I might be cut. Scratch is the one which is using the block-based coding.
Correct. Yes, correct.
Which you could sometimes call word coding on that loading. It means it's just in words. It uses syntax. It's words and question marks and all those punctuation marks. If you say 10 left, you type 10 left, and then you put on those either it will be inverted commas or a slash. Then those are the way that Python works. Python works in words, whereas Scratch work in blocks.
I think I'll show you.
They are doing the same.
I'll give you an example now. As soon as you're back online, I'll show you on the screen of everybody on the screen what the difference is. How's that?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Just waiting for the generator to kickstart again.
But But while we wait, are there any questions specifically on the MOOC portal and or the ICT robotics?
Good afternoon. Registering on the MOOC portal, maybe is it possible that you can send step by step onto the group somehow that we could like follow it verbatimly? Or maybe let me try it first, and then when I get lost, I should find the email and send Dr. Host, maybe, because I do not have you Tumelo's numbers, or that I could be in contact with you. It's Pule here.
Okay, Puli, I think the easiest would be if you join our Friday afternoon session at 3 o'clock, and then Tumelo will go step for step with you.
It's okay, Doc.
And then we'll join the session at 3 o'clock on Friday, and then Tumelo can show you exactly how to access all the content.
All right. All right, Doc.
I'm going to swap over devices quickly. Hang on a minute.
Or you can send us an email and then we schedule a meeting for tomorrow morning.
There we go.
Yes, the meeting for tomorrow, it's still standing. I myself and Dineo have an appointment with doctor, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, then we can.
You can talk through it.
Yeah, then we can do
Say, make it 2:30, just before the session starts at 3 o'clock.
All right, we'll make it then 2:30 for you. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Tumelo. Thank you, Tumelo.
Right, you're welcome. Thank you.
I'm just going to change over devices quickly. Everybody hear me now?
Yes, Dr. Khasuk. You?
Yes, we do.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. So let me just quickly finish my presentation, shall I? There's 2 more slides left, and then I'm going to give a demonstration. Or Tumelo, have you got the programming environment up and running in the meantime? So let me just quickly show you finish the presentation. Share. All right. Is the presentation visible?
Yes, Doctor.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much. All right, so just back to the good programming habits. Whatever programming language you use, you do need to save your programs as often as possible. And I'm really appealing to you as coaches not to do it. Don't take the responsibility and ownership from your learners. Let them learn. And sometimes it's a very hard lesson because code does go missing. They need to learn to make regular backups. They need to learn to put comments in their code. They need to learn to make backups that they have access to, that's off the laptop. All right. I'm going to skip over because in case you feel overwhelmed after Tumelo shows you how to program, there are really lots and lots of programming resources. Most of the building resources come also with programming resources. So a really good start is kind of work through all the lessons or stick with us, do the problem solving tomorrow, do some of the activities, and then you can go and investigate. All right. And now we're going to do the demonstration, and I'm going to hand over to Tumelo, who's going to be sharing his programming skills with you. And Tumelo, over to you. Have you got your screen to share?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
All right. I see my name is famous today. All right. So
microphone on.
Yes, my microphone is on.
Your sound is on.
And my sound is on.
And your
yes.
sound, awesome.
So for many of you that have already downloaded the EV3 Classroom, this will be your homepage, and then what you simply do, you go to New Project. When you click on New Project, this is where everything is like. So when you see when program starts, that will be your default tab that you'll see there. So what you're going to do here, as Dr. Hoes indicated there, you can see these colorful tabs here. And also what Casper was indicating to you is that for now we are focusing on the Scratch programming language, which is a very simple and basic language. You do not have to be a programming guru for this one. Everything is basic. So when you go to the movement tab here, you will see that there's a tab that's written set movement motors to B and C. This is where you would have inserted your wiring, your ports. That's port B and C. And then once you're done with that part, you can even set your speed. But I want you to notice something here on set movement motors. There is that drop down sign on port B, as there's also a drop down sign on port C. You can change this, but it's preferred to keep it on the default settings. The reason why we encourage you to keep it on the default settings, so that even when you put it on your robots, it's easier for you to remember. But you know that some of the young ones, your learners, they're so excited, they might even change the ports here. So you just need to be aware of these drop-down signs. I hope I was clear on that side. And then when it comes to set movement speed, here you can even change the speed. And for one to change the speed, you can simply click on 50. You can even set it to 100 if you want, or you can even set it to less than 100. For now, I'll just stick on to 70. So once you're done, you go to this tab here that's written move forward for run rotation. Then you drag this one, then you put it underneath. And it's also encouraged that whenever you do your programming here, you don't mix and match and put your tabs all over like this, because you'll end up being confused. It's highly recommended that everything is done in an orderly manner, so that you can see where you've gone wrong and you can even explain the programming language that you've done. As indicated by Dr. Hose, there was an explanation, and I saw there was a tab where it says it's encouraged also to wait for a second. So here on waiting, you can even change it to 5 seconds, 3, 1, or whatever seconds you want. You can even change it to 1, 3, or whatever seconds. So for me, I'll just say 3 seconds. And then I'll go back to movement. Remember, you need to go back where you have started. Now, I want you to pay attention to this part. So there's this drop-down sign here that says move forward. So when you simply click on it, there's a backward tab there. So you click on backward. Remember on forward, we said we move forward for 1 rotation. If you want, you can simply say move forward for 10 rotations. That means when you go back, you also need to move backward for 10 rotations. Now I'm going to explain what Dr. Hose was talking about when she was talking about the hamburger. So this is when you need to take the stop and exit program. This one helps you in terms of telling the robot that after doing all the tasks that I've indicated, you need to stop and exit the program. And this also is a benefit for a robot, because your robot won't continue running and it will also save battery. So another thing that you also need to be aware of is that for some of your learners, they won't be able to see properly. So what you can do, you can click on this zoom sign. It's below here. So when you do like this, it will zoom in. And then when you click on the side, you can drag this as well. And then you can even zoom back. Or when you click on this tab here, the pen one, it will go back to its default settings. Let's say now one of the learners have done a mistake and they accidentally removed all of this. So what one can do, you can click on the undo button. When you click on the undo button, everything will go back to where it was. I saw on Dr. Ho's presentation, it said it is important for us to save our programs. So what you can do, it's very encouraged to save the program with the name that you are completing a mission of, or with the name that you will remember it for. So now when you want to save your program, you'll simply click on here on these 3 dots. The 3 dots there on top, and then it will say rename. So on the rename one, so I'll just say Unit 1. I'll just give it a name and say Unit 1 and say save. And as you have seen from Dr. Ho's presentation, on those two signs there at the bottom right, there's a drop-down sign and there's a play sign. So it's very encouraged for you to click on the download sign, which is the sign that's pointing downwards. And when you use your EV3 classroom, it will certainly make a sound to the program, to the robot, that this will be an indication for you to tell you that whatever you've programmed is now in your robot. So tomorrow we're going to touch on the Spark Prime. So for now, this one is for the EV3 classroom. I'll take questions. Do we have any questions regarding this? This is just the basics of going forward. So I'll just explain this. When program starts, set movement motors B and C, which is where your ports have been are, and then you set your movement speed to 70. And then you move forward for 10 rotations, and then you have to wait for 3 seconds. And then you move backward again for 10 rotations because that's where you've started. And then you have set your robot to stop and exit the program. Do you have any questions regarding that? I'll take questions. Yes.
Hello?
Mafusana?
Yes,
Go
Tumelo.
ahead.
Yes, I
Yes,
just
Dr.
wanted to know, yes, in the program that you have just shown us, is it possible to make it repeat, like in Python we call it looping? I don't know how can you
You're on the next
make
session already.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Okay.
So
Yes, because yeah.
Okay, so we continue.
Yes. I was saying in Python we call it looping because with the robot, in most cases, especially in practical situations, it's doing repetitive tasks. So I think looping is very important in robotics. Thank you.
Yes, so in this part here, you click on the control tab, and then you will choose whether you want it to repeat, and then you simply take it there. And then you can say repeat for 10 times. That'll be an option. Or you say forever, meaning that it'll continue doing this forever. And then, let me take the stop out as well. Just do it like this.
Take the stop away, then you can repeat.
And then you can even go again to forever. That's another option. So definitely, yes, Mavusana, you can loop it. But here we just call it repeat.
Okay, thanks, Tumel.
Thank you. Any other questions?
If anybody has a question, please feel free to either raise your hand or use the chat area. Okay, it seems like there are no more hands at this moment, Tumela and Dr. House.
All right.
Okay, go on that.
We can.
Okay. Hi. So really what we would encourage you is to find the code, download the installation, the software, and just experiment a little bit with the code and see what works and what doesn't work. And then tomorrow we're going to do some problem solving and say, how is the problem rewritten in a programming language? All right. For those that are interested in seeing how the Scratch program then translates into the Python language, on a continuum of programming languages, you get the icon-based, then you get kind of Scratch, which is between icon and text, and then right at the other end you get like Python, which is text-based, and then it works in stages. And at all times, programming was always considered very abstract, and so the abstract of it programming then contributed to the difficulty, the perceived difficulty of it. I have learners in grade 1 who are quite confident in their programming and they love programming because nobody's ever told them it's difficult. And so why we want our learners to love programming and to love robotics is that it overcomes their fear. You give them a robot, you give them a robot to build, you just get them to build, to program, like in navigation, make the robot go forward, pause and come back. And if you put a chocolate there and go and fetch a chocolate, so make the robot go forward, round something and come back, round, go and fetch something, come back, push something forward, come back. This is basic navigation to get the learners just to overcome this thing about programming is so difficult. All right. In many schools, when we do workshops, we just say we're going to make the robot move. We don't even say we're doing programming. We're just making the robot move. And this is how we do it. And after you've started that process, the classes usually become very loud because everybody wants to make the robot move. All right. So please go and have a look at the coding, at the downloads. Either the EV3 Classroom edition, you can Google EV3 Classroom download, or you can Google Spike Prime download. Go and play around there and go and see what you can get, see what you can find. You're more than welcome to go and watch some videos. Go and watch, Google a video, see which video. And we're going to ask tomorrow as well and say, what did you explore? What did you find? What did you find that was really cool? Something that you could learn. Something that you found exciting. So we'll start tomorrow's session with like an open house chat session and say, so what did you find? What did you find that was so amazing and was so cool that you're going to use in your learning? So so definitely download the programming and the code. And the second thing is, while Tamila was presenting, I uploaded the PDFs on the MOOC portal. On the M1 MOOC portal, under the syllabus are the PDFs of today's session. So, and tomorrow's if you're brave. But yeah. So, oopsie.
Can I show them where to get it?
You can show them.
All right. So you said you have downloaded it on M1.
On M1.
So this is where she has downloaded it. As I've indicated before, this is
M1.
After getting it here on M1,
Syllabus.
you simply go to syllabus, and syllabus, you find it underneath the UNISA logo. So for those of you that are using a cell phone, you need to go to the tools section, and then you simply click on syllabus. After clicking on syllabus, you go to presentation PDFs.
Yes, and there they are.
And there it is. Voila.
Yay!
I hope everyone is happy. And I can see you already have 2 participants.
There we go. That was
yes, Belina, talk to us. The floor is yours.
Thank you. When we download the programming, this one, the Scratch one, what do we actually type on the Google Chrome?
Okay. So you simply say EV3 Classroom download.
It's your screen sharing.
Yes. Can you see that, Belinda? Can you see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
there we go.
And then you go here. Can you see where I've highlighted, and you click on it? Once you click on it, you need to ensure that your computer meets these system requirements. And then you are free to download it.
Download installer.
Yes. You simply go to download installer. That's it. Is that clear, Belina?
Yes, you said it's EV3 Classroom what?
Download. EV3 Classroom download. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So,
all right. Thank you. Any other questions?
I see everybody's going to be very busy downloading and programming robots tonight. It's very exciting. All right.
I think our participants need to make use of us while we are online so that we can even share the screen with them and show them where to get what. And so please feel free.
Are we good? Okay, so all those in the Eastern Cape that are part of the pilot, you will download Spike Prime. So you need to share your screen again.
Okay.
They are downloading Spike Prime. This is for Eastern Cape. You are downloading Spike Prime download. Google.
So you simply go on Spark Prime download. You simply click on Spark Prime download, as Dr. Host indicated. And then there it is.
Spike
the one
Prime.
that I've highlighted.
Yeah.
Is it the student app or is it this
No,
one?
that's one.
It's this one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. When you click on it,
And download.
and you need to ensure that your computer meet the system requirements, and then you simply download it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
That's for our Eastern Cape friends.
Yeah, because they all have Spike Primes.
Yes. And even if you do have a Spark Prime here in Gauteng, please don't don't worry. Yeah? This is also for you. Yes.
So.
Anyone else? Or anything else?
I look forward to seeing all these robots move.
Oh, yes, Mavusana.
Yes, sorry to mail again. I joined the program late. Yes,
Okay.
I just want to know, how do you register on these courses? Because I missed that part. Where do you go if you want to register on MOOC now, so you can do these online lessons?
So
you see his screen?
You can see my screen, Mavusana, ne?
Yes, I can see.
So what you do, you
Google.
go to your Google tab, and then you simply type
Yes.
UNISA.
Okay.
Once you are done, you click on this tab, return new account.
Okay.
And then you are going to fill in all these details here. So where it says user ID, you simply include your, you can say VUSI 123.
Or 1911,
Or yeah, or VUSI 411 or 2023. You don't have to put in your ID number. And then you put your name, VUSMUSI, your last name, your email address. Please note that when you include your email address, that's the email address that we are going to use to send you your certificate. Yeah. And then you create a password. Before you click on create password, please take a picture of everything, because some forget their usernames, some even forget their passwords. So we don't want you to be
I know.
Yes.
Okay.
So once you are done, this will be your homepage. On this homepage here, what you do underneath the UNISA logo, these are the tabs that you are going to see. And then you are going to click on the membership tab. After clicking on the membership tab, you will get a message saying that you have not joined any site.
Yours doesn't look like this.
And then what you do, you simply go to joinable sites, and then you click on joinable sites. After clicking on joinable sites, you're going to look for USEC Robotics M1 2023. Once you find it, you are going to click on join. When you click on join, it will redirect you to my current sites. And then you simply go to USEC Robotics M1 2023, and then you click on it. Once you click on it, this will be the homepage, and this is where you will get all the information.
Okay, yeah, thanks to Mero. I think the first part I've done the creating of an account. I was using my UNISA details. So the only part that is left is when to go to a membership now. Yeah. I haven't done that one.
All right.
Yeah, I only did the first part.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Yeah, thanks to me.
Thank you so much, Vusi. I also saw Pindile's hand was up. Pindile Wellington, Machaba.
Hello.
Yes. Unjani Puti?
Yeah.
From Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
From Eastern Cape. Unjani Tata.
No, kuhle Timela walikai luna.
I know everything. All is well.
sharp. Okay, hey man, I've got a problem here. I wanted to submit long ago. My door was returned because I left one of the modules there. Then now it doesn't want me to resubmit it again. I would like to show you.
No, you have got another chance.
But it doesn't give me that chance to. I've always tried.
Okay,
I tried there. When I go to, I have to go to where do I go? Let me check, where do I go? I go back to, I click DBE, then I go back to submit portfolio submission.
which DB are you talking about?
B001.
Okay.
Pandeli,
Yes,
I'll check quickly tonight and I'll let you know, okay?
Okay, your matter is being escalated. Voila.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Your matter is being escalated. So by tomorrow's session, you will have an answer.
Okay.
You'll give us positive feedback.
All right. I will send you an email, Pundile.
All right. Any other questions so that we solve your questions before we're about to leave? We are on a roll now. Eh?
Yeah.
Please give us questions.
I think everybody's going to download the software and you're going to experiment a little bit and go and see the really cool things that you can do.
Thank you. Right. Your microphone is unmuted. You want to say something? Shengiwe?
No, sir, I don't want to say anything. Can you mute it, please?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Tumelo.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I joined late actually.
Okay.
I think I missed the whole class for today, but I'm a fast catcher as well.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we need to go into the site and register as well?
Yes. So this site is free. You do not have to be a UNISA student. You do not have to be a past UNISA student. It's meant for everyone who's interested for these free online courses. And the choice is yours, whether you want to register for ISET Robotics or the DBE 001 or 002. And as I've indicated, what you simply do, I'll go a bit fast, but you can even go through the recordings. So what you simply do, you go to Google and then you type MOOC UNISA. Once you're done, you go to new account. When you click on new account, this is where you will have to put in your user ID. For example, you can say welcome 123, and then you put in your first name, last name, your email address, your password. Before you click on create account, we normally say that please take a picture of all the details that you filled in so that you don't forget. Once you're done, you click on login. This will be your home page. After this home page, underneath the UNISA logo, these are the tabs that you'll find. And for those that are using a phone, you will need to click on the tab written tools. After clicking on the tab written tools, these are the tabs that you are going to see. And then you simply click on membership. After clicking on membership, this is when it will say you have not joined any site yet. So what you do, you simply go to joinable sites, and then you click on joinable sites. On joinable sites, you'll find different sites. For example, you'll find ISET Robotics M1 2023. You'll find Robotics and Environmental Sciences. You'll find DBE 001 and 002. And then once you have selected whichever one that you want to join, you click on join. After clicking on join, it will redirect you to my current sites. And then on my current site, whatever site that you have clicked to join, it will appear here as you can see from my site. And then what you do, you simply click on it. When you click on whatever site that you have joined, this will be the home page, for example.
Okay.
Yes. And then if you have any issues regarding joining or where to get whatsoever, you can send us an email here and then we can take it from there.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
Okey-dokes.
This has been a very exciting session. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for participating. It's always really cool to have a session, a live session, so we can interact and engage. So it'd be really cool if you can all download the software before tomorrow's session, and then we'll have a whole lot of problems, and then you can try your programming, and then we can also explain as we go along of how to program something. Okay. So on that happy note, thank you, Jamila, for co-hosting with me.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for participating.
Sorry, before you leave. Sorry, before you leave, my hands are up there.
Yes.
So please, if it's possible, can I have your number, please? Your contact details.
Whose number?
I don't know, both, one of you.
I think
we do answer our emails, so we can give you our email.
Email us. We will answer within the next 24 hours and definitely before tomorrow's session.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
right.
Can we start with emails and then we can take it from there?
Awesome. Where are you calling from, Sophie?
I'm calling from Vosloorus.
Oh, okay, Eastern.
Vosloorus. Oh, that's close.
Yes.
You can almost join tomorrow's session in the hub.
Yes. Yes.
So you can send us an email on ISAT. There it is here on the highlighted section. Can you see it?
Yes, I see.
Yes, just write it down and then send us an email and we'll attend to it.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
All right. I think Sophie's going to visit us here soon, though. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Please download the software. Go and play around with it. Go and experiment with it. We'll do a couple of examples here tomorrow. Maybe we'll have some robots move. Oh, I won't be in the hub, though. But we'll have two robots.
I'll be here. So
okay. So we're going to test it out on the robots and see what happens and see what code is. And so we're going to do problem solving, and then we're going to do passive attachments. And I'm looking forward to having you all in class with us again tomorrow. If you are really energetic, you can download the PDFs of tomorrow's session and you can prepare, but you don't have to. I think let's focus on just getting the programming environment settled and sorted and installed, and then we can carry on there. All right.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. It's been awesome. All right. Load shedding and all. And thank you to my team. Casper, I know, Casper's in the Eastern Cape. Anzani is kind of over here. Tumelo and myself are in the hub, but it's been really cool having everybody, and let's get the robots moving. All right. Thank you. Have a good evening, and we'll see you again, same time, same place tomorrow. And all right, have a fun time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.